Hi, my name is Hayden Vong, and I'll be going over how to solve a linear system by substitution. This is the 7th grade worksheet, lesson 3. So basically in substitution, all you're doing is taking a variable's value and just plugging it into the other equation. So in this case, we're given y equals 3x plus 2. Now we just take this value right here and we just simply put it into this equation. So we have x plus 2y. Now we know the value of y, so we plug in the value of y, which is 3x plus 2 equals 11. Now from here on, we just simplify it with basic algebra. So we should get x plus 6x plus 4 equals 11. Subtract 4 and add these up, so we get 7x and 7. So we have 7x equals 7. Now we just simplify it and isolate the x by dividing by 7, so we get x equals 1. So now we know the value of x, which is 1. We're going to use that value and implement it put it into another equation, and any one of these, to solve for the value of y. So let's use the top equation. So we have y equals 3x. We know the value of x, which is 1. Plug it in, plus 2. So, and we simplify it. We have y equals 3 times 1, which is 3, plus 2, which is 5. So y equals 5. Now, let's check our work just by simply putting it back into the equation. So we know the value of y, which is 5. Well, okay, so we're gonna take these two values, and put it into either one of these equations. So let's use the top one. So we have y equals 3x plus 2. We know the value of y, which is 5. 3 times 1 plus 2. So, and then after simplifying, we have 5 equals 5, and that's what we want to get. We want to get both of the same numbers on both sides, and that's how we know we are correct. But not all situations you'll just get a straight out value for a variable. Like in this problem right here, we have x minus 2y equals negative 6 and 4x plus 6y equals 4. But we can't get an equation like this. We just have to solve it out. So let's isolate the y because it's easier. So we have x minus 2y equals negative 6. We can just simply add 2y to both sides to cancel this out and isolate our x. So after adding 2y, we should get x equals 2y minus 6. And that's our equation and our value for x. And what we're going to do is do the same thing and plug x into this equation right here. So we have 4 times 2y minus 6 plus 6y equals 4. Now we simplify it again, get 8y minus 24 plus 6y equals 4. Simplify it again, add 24, get 14y equals 28. Divide by 14, we get y equals 2. So now we have our first value, which is y. We have y equals 2. Now we're going to use that value and solve for x, just like last time. Let's use this equation again. So we have x minus 2y equals negative 6. We know the value of y, so we just plug it in. So x minus 2 times the value of y, which is 2, equals negative 6. We simplify it again, we get y equals 4 equals negative 6. Add 4, we get negative 2. Now we have x equals negative 2. Now we found both values and all. Let's check our work again just by plugging both values into one of the equations. So we have, let's use this one right here again. We have actually, let's use this equation right here. So we have 4 times negative 2 plus 6 times negative 2, means times 2. And we simplify that, and we get negative 8 plus 12 equals 4. And we do it again, we get 4 equals 4. And that's what we want. We want to have both of the same numbers on both sides. So here's the elimination part. So we're going to be solving linear system by using elimination. Elimination is just basically canceling out one of the variables, and then you're just left with one variable, and then you just solve it out. It's different from substitution, but the end is kind of similar. So let's look at the first problem. We have 2x plus 3y equals 11, and negative 2x plus 5y equals 13. We can't cancel out the 3y and 5y, but because they're not the same number, but we can cancel out the 2x and negative 2x because they are. Elimination's kind of like because like in this format, you're kind of like adding and subtracting. I don't know if you remember back in elementary school when you added 15, like let's give an example, 15 plus 14, but you do it this way. Yeah, that's like basically what you're doing here. So you're going to be adding the 2x, negative 2x to positive 2x, and adding the positive 5y to the positive 3y, and adding the positive 13 to the positive 11. So once we add the negative 2x to the positive 2x, we get 0, which they just cancel out. Plus 5y plus 3y, you get 8y here, equals, and then 11 plus 13, that's 24. So we can get rid of the 0 because it means nothing. So we're left with 8y equals 24. Now, like in substitution, we just simplify. So divide by 8, we get y equals 3. Let's put that up top so we remember. So that's the value of y. Now from this step, from now on, since we found one of the values, we just basically, like in substitution, we just take our value and plug it back into either one of the equations. Let's do the top one, 2x plus 3y equals 11. So 2x plus 3, take our y value, plug it in. So 3 times 3 equals 11. Now we simplify 2x plus 9 equals 11. Subtract the 9, we get 2x equals 2. Then divide by 2 to simplify, we get x equals 1. So now we found both values of the equation. So we have y equals 3 and x equals 1. And to check your work, you just plug it back in, like how we did in substitution. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of elimination. But not all problems would you get like a perfect cancellation, just like that, like how it's just negative y plus positive y. So let's use this problem for an example. You're given 8x minus 4y equals negative 4, and you get 4y equals 3x plus 14. So let's just rearrange this by, so we get, so we have 8x minus 4y equals negative 4. We can rearrange just one of the equations. Let's rearrange this one by subtracting the 3x and to put it onto this side. So then we would get negative 3x plus 4y equals 14. Make sure you line up your variables like that because it's easier. Now we do the same thing. We just add like how we used to. So we would add negative 3x to negative 3x to positive 8x. So that would give us 5x. And we add positive y. We have 4y to positive. So we add positive y to negative 4y. Oh, sorry. I meant we add positive 4y to negative 4y, which cancels out to 0. And then we would add negative 4 to 14, which would get us 10. Now we just cross that out because it's just 0. Now we just divide by 5 to isolate the x, which 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Now we found the value of x, which is 2. Oops. And now we just have to plug the value of x back into one of the equations. Let's do this one. So, actually, let's do this one. So we have 8, put the value of x minus 4y equals negative 4. We get 16 minus 4y equals negative 4. Add 16 to the, subtract 16, then you get negative 4y equals negative 20. Divide by negative 4, and you get y equals 5. Well, that's basically it for elimination. Thank you for watching.